Welcome to Prost-FIT, the exercise program that's been specifically designed for men living with prostate cancer. Prost-FIT was developed by Exercise Medicine New Zealand in conjunction with the Prostate Cancer Foundation of New Zealand. The Prostate Cancer Foundation of New Zealand is keenly aware that exercise is a critical part of the disease management strategy for men living with prostate cancer. The Prost-FIT program is the realisation of the Foundation's goal to develop an exercise program that it can confidently roll out to its members throughout the country. We know that the ultimate success of that program will depend on the quality of the exercise specialists delivering it, and we are therefore working with Exercise New Zealand and reps to identify suitable operators in each region. We've produced a short video that's aimed at prostate cancer support groups and urology clinicians and nurses. We think this will give you a good idea of what the program is all about. You'll see that Prost-FIT has received a fair amount of media attention, not least from TVNZ. This is the story of how a few good men became a lot of good men, and why Wednesdays at 1 o'clock are sacrosanct. Let's kick off with a word from Tekka, who's one of the founding members of Prost-FIT, which sums up, we think, how a lot of Kiwi blokes view the whole support group thing.
My partner was saying to me, you need to go along to these sort of things, these... And I said, nah, I don't need to go there. Only a bunch of old guys who want to... Everybody have their problems and have their stories to tell. I don't want to go in there and listen to their dying stories. And in the end, she just conned me into going. And it was absolutely the best thing I ever did.
I won't bore you to death with evidence for the impact of exercise on cancer. There's lots of it. But here's one line from a prominent piece of research that sort of sums it all up. 50 to 60% is a big number. The problem isn't that we don't know that exercise is the right thing to do. It's that we don't know what to do, or we can't get motivated, or it reminds us of the old school gym, or we'd rather stick needles in our eyes, or all of the above. Which is why the first rule of any Prost-FIT class is it must be fun. If it isn't fun, we won't have a class for very long. Okay, so having fun is mandatory, but there's also a serious side to what we do, and that's encapsulated pretty well by Steve Bush.
The number of men diagnosed with prostate cancer has risen by 24% in just 2 years, prompting this message from 58-year-old Steve Bush, who was diagnosed 2 years ago.
If you do nothing, if you don't discover it early, the biggest side effect you're going to get is a coffin.
But these men are all still alive and laughing.
But having fun without addressing any of the physical and cognitive challenges that prostate cancer presents isn't going to get us very far either. So here are a few of the things that we try and include in an average Prost-FIT session. Resistance and impact exercises can help to address the side effects of hormone therapy, in particular muscle loss, reduced bone density, mood swings and depression. It's also fair to say that a little boxing or pumping iron helps to reinforce a sense of masculinity. We also include a cardio component that gets you puffing a bit, and given that cardiovascular disease is often associated with prostate cancer, this will help to look after your heart and lungs. Incontinence can be an issue for some men, so we build in some pelvic floor work. The same with balance, which tends to get compromised with age as well. Not sure what these guys are looking for by their feet, but never mind. We also work pretty hard on agility and coordination, although you wouldn't think so from this shot. We didn't know how a bit of meditation and relaxation would go down, but we thought we'd give it a try. They love it. Every Prost-FIT session combines a cognitive element and a physical element, and that keeps them on their toes. And by wrapping it up with coffee at the end, Prost-FIT becomes a support group in its own right. What we've come to realise is that a shared collective experience built around an exercise and activity theme is hugely powerful, isn't it, Lisa?
This Prost-FIT class has made such a difference to the physical and mental health of all the men here that Prostate Cancer New Zealand is hoping to roll it out across the country.
If you'd like to know more about hosting Prost-FIT, contact Jen Johnston by email or by phone and visit the Prost-FIT page on our website. And in conclusion, well, I don't think you can get a much stronger message than this, do you?
I mean, to say in 2004, the guy, doctor, they all gave me only 3 months to live. Not bad, I'm still here.
One of the key factors in the success of the Prostate Cancer Foundation is the peer-led support groups that operate all over the country. These groups tend to meet on a monthly basis, and they provide education, information and support to men living with prostate cancer and their partners. And experience tells us that the help of these support groups in terms of recruiting men living with prostate cancer to the Prost-FIT program is absolutely essential. So we will only launch new Prost-FIT programs in areas where there is a clear demand from the local support group. This means that while we welcome any promotional support that Prost-FIT providers can give the program via internal channels, we do not expect them to bear the majority of responsibility for recruitment. Delivering Prost-FIT is not prescriptive to the degree that the content is predetermined, but there are programming guidelines within which providers are expected to operate, and there is a menu of proven activities that will help to underpin the class. In order to help create and maintain quality, we've developed a 5-module online training course which exercise professionals will have to complete and pass before being certified. In order to meet the criteria for Prost-FIT providers, you'll need to be REPS registered and have the capacity to host a 60-minute class once a week. Exercise Medicine New Zealand and the Prostate Cancer Foundation will provide the necessary support to enable providers to deliver a first-class service to the prostate cancer community. If you'd like to know more about hosting the Prost-FIT program in your area, you can contact Tim Webster of Exercises Medicine New Zealand here, or give him a bell here.